Song.
Thank you. Yeah, it was something different for me, I think, but it's one of my favourite songs on the album. It's great. Some great guitar playing on it. Neil Schon plays guitar and it's just unbelievable.
You've got some pretty impressive people in the band.
Yeah, the band that's touring with me is pretty wild. It's Chris Bailey from Gangajang Angels, of course. Peter Kikell plays piano. He's been with me for years and with Swanee. Tony Brock on drums, who has been with Rod Stewart for the last 6 or 7 years.
This is
his monster behind me.
His number behind us, yeah.
Who else is there? He also played with the Babies before that, who were quite popular over here.
John Waite and all that.
Yeah, and I've got Dave Amato playing one guitar, he's been here and toured with me before. He's an LA player. He's played with, he's on tour with Ted Nugent and whatnot.
Just to drop a name?
Yeah, drop one name here. Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Oh, yeah, and Mark, of course, Mark Lizotte from Johnny Diesel and the Injectors, who's a particularly great guitar player. Anybody that gets a chance to see his band around town should make a point of it. I turn up there all the time. They're just great. They're fantastic.
And you go out on the road at the end of the month, about the same time as the album is released.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, well, a little coincidence. You've got the 12-inch single out. The single's already, of course, doing well. This one's got a couple of live tracks on it as well.
Yeah.
Working Class Man, Lesson in Love. So tell us about the album. I mean, the people have heard it, they're raving about it.
Well, the album has taken like about 15 years off my life to record, but I've been recording it for, I guess, 4 months or something. I did quite a bit of work on it in San Francisco at the Plant Studios.
How was that?
It was great. It was it's a nice old studio. It's like I think it used to belong to Sly Stone. It's where they did all those great Sly records. We recorded 8 tracks there, and then I had to do 2 tracks in New York in a place called Bearsville, which was owned by Janis Joplin's manager, Albert Grossman.
Right.
And it's a fantastic studio up there. We had a lot of fantastic players on the record. Jonathan Cain for one, and Neil Schon from Journey. Randy Jackson, who's a bass player who did the last tour with Journey. He also does all the Whitney Houston stuff, Aretha Franklin. He's just like the killer bass player. Tony Brock, of course, played on Everton. I had Huey Lewis drop in, play some harp. Do some backing vocals. He's great.
John Bon Jovi didn't drop in at all. He's a big fan of yours.
Yeah, no, he didn't drop in. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good singer. I wish he had if we could have done with his backing vocals.
you helped them out when they were on tour here.
Yeah, well, actually, that first happened in San Francisco because I was recording with Jonathan, and Jonathan said, "Oh, we're going to go see Bon Jovi, they're mates of mine." And I turned up there, and I was late for the show actually, I walked in and they said, "Oh, quick, you're going on stage for a sing with Bon Jovi in a minute." I'm, what? Don't even know these guys, But it was great. I expected to actually get up there and, shoved to the side and sort of trying to make a fool of me, but they were actually very, very nice guys. They're probably terrified as well.
I guess you've got used to it over the years, but I mean, a lot of the world's top bands always cite you as one of their favourite vocalists.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean, you and Swanee. Several people I know have tried to steal you for their bands and things.
We've worked hard for a long time, so I hope they like us. Just as long as we keep getting better.
It seems like you spend half your life on the road. How do you keep yourself in sort of shape to get up there every night?
Well, a lot of severe drinking. No, I find that the last 2 years I've been doing karate on the road.
Really?
Zendokai, yeah. And it's I have so
be careful with the rest of the questions.
And I have an instructor on the road who's also acts as my tour manager, personal, bodyguard and karate instructor.
Terrific.
And he's a killer, and he just keeps me fit. If I don't do it, he gets me up in the morning and kicks me.
Throws you out of it.
If I'm not together enough, I catch one of them on the head.
Good stuff. Yeah. Well, mate, thanks for being with us this evening. And you picked out some pretty interesting music. A couple of surprises in there, I must say. Yeah,
there's a mixed bag. I didn't want to make it all too heavy or too light.
Let's have a look. Over to you to introduce the first song.
Well, my first song for the evening is it's a band who were going to come on tour with us at one stage. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it. They're an Australian band, the Choir Boys, and I like this clip a lot, and I want to hire their road crew. This is Run to Paradise. Preview listens, so it's fantastic. Next up is a band that I particularly like, this Boom Crash Opera. They've just finished a new album as well with Alex Sadkin in the Bahamas. I believe that's where he had that terrible accident, but it didn't affect the album. The album's great. Next up, we've got a couple of the beefier songs that I like, particularly. Both of these songs I played to death the last 2 tours. The tour before last, it was Rebel Yell album Every Day. And the last tour I did, I played Highway to Hell by AC/DC, the album every night before I went on stage to get the vibe. So let's get Rebel Yell and Highway. Next is a band that I toured with in America. For we did 60 dates across America in 3 months. It was a grueling tour. They're a great band. They had some fantastic effects live as well. Anybody that's seen the show will agree. This is ZZ Top, and check out these legs. Guys have taken over my rehearsals. This fella sitting next to me here is a personal friend of mine. This is Tony Brock, who I told you about before. Thank you. He's a really good drummer. I'm a 5. He's played with many people, one of whom is Rod Stewart. And if you check out this next clip, you want to tell them about it?
Next clip is It's Not Yours, right, correct?
Yeah.
That's, we did that in Sunset Marquee.
Which is a famous rock hotel. Many a band has destroyed.
Yeah, including us.
Including them, especially them, in fact. And I like the bit where you chuck the furniture in there.
Yeah. No, seriously, though.
What do you mean?
Seriously, what do you really think?
Here we go. And it's not just because I sang on it, all right? No, that was Glory Road, who's single at the moment, which is terrific. And it's good to see Richard recording again. This is not the Richard show, but Richard will be back in a minute. I've been pleased to be your VJ this evening.